Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. I forgot to push this button to change the colors of the lights in the basement. But now I've pushed that button, and all is right with the world. Welcome to February giveaways. 4 giveaways tonight. If you want to get in on those giveaways, make sure you're on the $5 or up a month tier. That's the 3 first giveaways. And then the 4th giveaway is open to anybody. You just have to be here at in about an hour from now or so. That was 3-inching at Bardwell's house. That was this. No, that was not this. That was this guy. Ripsqueak 3-inch rig on GemFan 3052s with 1404 4000 kV motors, 4S 850 mAh battery, RunCam hybrid. That is not an HD system. That is an analog, a dual lens RunCam hybrid setup. One of my favorites. It's a little finicky though, and they're a little fragile, so they didn't really catch on, and it's really hard to mount them. It's a big, tall, double lens camera. You have to run 28mm tall standoffs to put any up tilt on the camera. But man, I really dig it. The ultra low latency, because the FPV camera on the bottom here is based off of the Sparrow. So like the lowest latency that you can have, and just none of the drawbacks of having to mix your FPV with your HD. You can set the HD settings completely separate, and then you've got like a full tilt FPV camera. Really cool little setup that I've got a bunch. I still have a whole bunch of these RunCam hybrids. Very fun rig to fly. I wish BQE was still around so we could get more of these parts. Great frame. Look what I got. I got return address labels like an old person that sends letters out. This will speed up the Etsy orders a little bit, because I won't have to literally hand write my address as the return address on every single one. like the year, like we're back in the 1900s. I talked to Jesse today about the Wandering Whoop, just to like figure out who it's going to next. And I also mentioned that my change is the ORT micro V antenna, and he was like, "What antenna is that?" So we got to talking about it, and he's going to stock them now as well. So that's really cool. I also mentioned about how we spent like a majority of the live stream trying to get this tuned, and that I can't get it tuned. You know, it's a very similar setup to a lot of my other rigs, but because of this frame, I can't necessarily get the tune as aggressive. And I mentioned how like all of the LEDs but one are blown out on this frame, and he's like, "Dude, if you want to change the frame, change the frame." So Wednesday's live stream, I believe, is going to be reframing the Wandering Whoop, and I'm really excited about that because that will let us 1-to-1 compare this Mobula 6 2024 frame to a Cockroach 65 V3, and I'm super interested. So we're gonna fly it on this, and we'll see where the tune's at. I mean, I had the tune pretty dialed by the end of that last Wednesday stream. And then, so we'll fly it where it is. We'll leave the tune. We'll just pick it up out of this frame, drop it into the Cockroach 65 V3 frame. We'll see what the tune that's on it, which is pretty close to the limit, see what that does, and then hopefully I'll be able to turn that tune up a little bit. If I can't turn that tune up a little bit, I'll move it to a different frame, because that's just a perfect opportunity to try a fairly aggressive powertrain in a couple of different frames to see which frame realistically is gonna resist vibrations and just sort of be the best from that like tuning standpoint. I've done this exercise before, and what I've found is that the Cockroach 65 V3 frame is one of, if not the best. So I think that we'll be able to move this powertrain over into that frame and crank the tune up a little bit more, because these motors are still very fresh. And so, yeah, that'll be really fun. I'm excited about that on Wednesday. And then this thing goes somewhere else. So the main question that I had for Jesse was like, hey, who does this go to next? I'm towards the end of my 2 weeks with it. And he basically said, like, you know, if you have somebody in mind, that would be awesome. And I thought about it for like 3 seconds, and then I was like, oh, I know who it's going to, Jesse. He's like, who? I said Quad 66. And I'm like, you know, he's a great guy, great pilot, very knowledgeable, understands what's going on with these, great at tuning. He would be the perfect guy for this. I'm secretly hoping that Quad 66's modification that he makes is that really cool canopy that he's got. In the box for the Wandering Whoop, there's a TinyWhoop pinch cam that nobody has swapped onto it yet. So I'm hoping that Quad 66's canopy works with the pinch cam. I'm also kind of hoping that he hasn't used the pinch cam yet, so that he can make a video. You know, that'd be a perfect video for him, like reviewing the pinch cam, saying what he thinks about it. And then, so Jesse and I talked about how like Jesse is excited to get this back because he wants to see, like, he's hoping that like everybody that gets it does something. So everybody makes one modification, and he's hoping that that everybody makes a unique modification, right? So somebody has already put these Moon Traveler motors onto it. I've put this ORT micro V antenna onto it, and I'm going to swap the frame. If Quad 66 puts his canopy on it, right, that's like his personal touch. And so, yeah, when Jesse gets it back, he's hoping that like he can see where like everybody has done something. Although there's not a whole lot left. There's not a whole lot to change on a TinyWhoop. You know, like frame, props, motors. The AIO is not going to change. Antenna, camera, canopy, right? But yeah, kind of is what it is. So yeah, that's sort of the plan. I'm kind of excited. We'll see what's what. Yes, those are googly eyes on the front of it. I don't think I'm going to be able to put... I don't think there's a spot on the... yeah, there is. There's kind of a spot on the Cockroach V3 frame for googly eyes. So I will see if I can pop them off of this frame and put them onto there. This thing should be rocking, man, with a V3 frame. It should be really, really, really nice. I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, that should be the Wednesday live stream. I think also on the Wednesday live stream, I'm gonna pull this Air 65 race out of this frame that broke on the live stream yesterday, and throw it into a new frame. Not totally sure about that yet, though. We'll see. When a frame breaks, I make it a point to like do something like this so that it's really obvious, because otherwise I'll start flying it again and be like, why does this thing fly so bad? What the hell? So yeah. We'll see what happens there. Greetings, cretins. What's everybody up to on this fine Monday afternoon? Anything interesting? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller! Ah! Ah! I have decided that I'm going to put my 04 Pro into... We'd kind of talked about this. I'm going to put it into my digital Cinewhoop. Mainly because... this is the old school Cinesplorer frame, FPV Cycle Cinesplorer frame, which is extremely light. The V2, the Cinesplorer 2, it's a stiffer frame, but it's heavier. And so this lighter weight frame, so the only problem with the Cinesplorer 2 frame is that when you have it all loaded down with a GoPro, the arms are very thin. The arms are 3 millimeters and 3 millimeters thick. And you start pushing the tune, and like right at the point where the tune is almost perfect, the arms are vibrating enough that you can't push the tune any farther. And so the unstabilized flight footage, every once in a while you'll get like a little bobble that you wouldn't have gotten if you were able to push the tune a little bit farther. The Cinesplorer 2 fixes that. It's super strong, but again, it's heavier. So the Cinesplorer being lightweight and then not carrying a GoPro, right, with the onboard Pro, it's kind of perfect. It'll pull the all up weight down enough where the hover point will be at a different. It should fix this problem. Brandon's Baked Beans says in the chat, I remember that black box log. Yeah, we bounced back and forth a bunch on that, and we got it like really good. You know, I've been flying this on professional gigs for literally years, and it's totally fine. If you're flying a professional gig, if you're flying pretty much anything with a Cinewhoop, you're gonna put that through stabilization software. If you're not putting it through stabilization software, what the hell are you flying a Cinewhoop for? Fly a freestyle rig. And so yeah, I'm super excited about that. This will be like really, really lightweight, and I think this will be light enough. I think this will be under 400 grams all up, which means that I can fly it at the above crowds, basically, with the waiver. The new rule, if you put a waiver in with the FAA, you can fly under 400 grams above people. So yeah, this will be kind of cool, and it's going to be this one. So this is the digital one. I'm going to take the Vista out of this, and I'm going to put it into the Cinesplorer 2, and the Cinesplorer 2 will be for carrying a GoPro Hero 12, just like the analog Cinesplorer. So I'll have the analog Cinesplorer, which doesn't have those vibration issues. What's super interesting is the analog Cinesplorer is a lighter build, smaller motors. I forget what else, but it's like analog is lighter than digital, right? So it's like 25 grams lighter, I want to say. you can get the tune on that one aggressive enough that it's perfect. Like in my eyes, you know, like everybody has like their own version of a perfect tune. You can just keep pushing a tune further and further and further. There's really no reason for that. You push a tune to the point where it stops prop washing, and that's like perfect as far as I'm concerned. To push the tune any farther than that, why? Why are you're just taking that headroom that you've got if the thing starts to get beat up and destroying it. If it's no longer prop washing, feed forward is there for you to dial in the sharpness. That's it. We only need to we used to need to push the tunes farther and farther and farther to get more and more and more sharpness out of the rigs. But with feed forward, we don't need to do that anymore. So we just need to push the PI and D to the point where it stops prop washing. That analog Cinesplorer does not prop wash. The tune, you're able to push the tune far enough. And that's what really, like, I flew that on that last gig that I was at when the battery lead broke off of this one. And that's what kind of made me remember that. And that's what made me realize that this is the perfect candidate for the 04 Pro, because it's going to make it even lighter than that, right? That is designed to carry a GoPro. So as soon as you put a GoPro on that, even though the motors and the VTX are lighter, it's way heavier. So this is going to be like an ultra light Cinewhoop. I'm really excited, actually. And so, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to pull the Vista out of this. While I'm doing that, I guess I might as well pull Crossfire out of this as well and get this onto dual band Express LRS. Cool. 04. We'll see. Maybe. I kind of need to do that all at once. I don't want to have... yeah, we'll see. But that's going to be super cool. I'm really excited about that. To have an 04 ultra lightweight Cinewhoop Cinesplorer. I can run whatever the hell camera angle I want. And yeah. Cool stuff. And then the Cinesplorer 2, we'll get that Vista. I've already got a ESC and flight controller ready for it. This will also kick me in the ass to get that Cinesplorer 2 built, because I'm not just going to have this one with 04 on board and then that one with analog. That's super sketchy. I need to have a digital Vista Cinesplorer ready to carry a Hero 12. Because I'm not going all in on I'm not going all in on the 04 yet. If I go to a professional gig, I'm going to fly the majority of the gig with the GoPro Hero 12, and then I'll probably do like one battery with the 04 rig so that afterwards I can kind of compare them. That is the smart way to do it, because God forbid, I'm not going to a gig and putting the 04 through a bunch of batteries, and then I come home and there's some weird shit going on. It won't work in gyro flow. It looks terrible, right? So, yeah, that's the plan. Trans rights or I bites, my friends. If you're in Atlanta, come to a protest with me this Wednesday. Oh, what a fucking shit show. Mick Mucus, Doubles FPV, Stan Dealey, Render, Bird Person FPV, Smoking Dog Cujo, Frank Nicholas, Cole Powers, Flakeadelic, Islander FPV, Hockey Round, Skull 901, Curtis Hayes, Brent Anderson, Northern Tier, Brandon's Baked Beans, Capital C, Cheatonian, Willie Summit, Denzel the Terrible, Render again, Jay Deegs, Cheatonian, Willie Summit. What's up, everybody? Technique Every Day with Bruno, Captain Calgary, Capital C again, Skull again, Islander again, Render, Willie Summit, Dave S, Brent Anderson, CB, FPV, Hockey Rounds, Willie Summit, 1-3, Craig, Louie, Hallover. What's up, friends? Hell yeah, Hallover. Goddamn right. What a mess. Jesus fuck. Georgia just apparently there's a bill that's being pushed through here in Georgia to eliminate trans folks' access to medical care, essentially. And yeah, that's going to be really tough. So I don't know. We are unfortunately more and more looking at having to move out of state. If we move out of state, if we move out of state, it's awful tempting to just say fuck it and move out of the country. So yeah, it's an awful lot of work to move to a blue state, and then have the potential there is that federally this shit goes, crazy, and even the blue states aren't safe from the, fascism. And at which point it's like, great, we just wasted all that money moving, and now we have to move outside of the country just for Maggie's 18-year-old to be safe. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. This is pretty fucking awful. This is pretty awful. So, and it's been one whole month. So, yeah. On one hand, like, we had a good run. I'm 43 years old. I got to live 43 insanity-free years. It feels so bad for this 14-year-old and this 18-year-old in this house to, not get to live a fair and free life. Feels real bad. But I don't know. If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You can do that with each other as well. If you type somebody's name and you spell it correctly, for that person, it'll light up in orange. So, like, if you're typing into your chat, like, something like, I will render my decision tomorrow night about this 75mm frame. Unfortunately, the guy in the chat named Render, even though you didn't mean to talk to him, his name will light up in orange. That's just an example of how it works, You shouldn't do that because that would get super annoying, I'm sure. But, like, if you accidentally did that with, like, anybody's names, like if you were talking to somebody and, like, you forgot to capitalize the letter C in your last chat message, and then you were like, oh, sorry, Willie Summit, I meant to use a capital underscore, and then you accidentally typed, like, capital underscore C to explain that, you forgot to capitalize the letter C in your last message. That would get super annoying for the guy in chat named capital underscore C, So you don't do that. Don't do that. That'd be rotten and mean. CBFPV says, my Beta Air 65 does not recognize my VTX in Betaflight, and it seems to switch band/channel every time I plug in a battery. What do I do? Sounds like you have the wrong VTX table in there. I'm going to take a guess, CB. When you got that thing, or at some point, you updated it, didn't you? Friends, Romans, countrymen, stop updating shit. Betaflight 4.2 and on. They all fly the same. Just leave them. There's almost no reason to update. If you have a very specific reason to update, okay. But stop updating rigs beyond Betaflight 4.2. It's not going to fly any better. It's just going to fuck shit up, and you're going to lose stuff. And, like, I've had a bunch of rigs, actually, that were flying really good on 4.2 and 4.3, and for some reason on 4.5, I cannot get them to fly nearly as good. That should not be the case. There haven't been significant enough changes, but there's all kinds of weird shit behind the scenes buried in the CLI. And so, for the love of God, I don't know, I'm just taking a guess, CB. But yeah, this is something that happens constantly. Is that, and the worst example of it, the worst possible example, is that you pay for a bind and fly. You pay a little bit of extra money for a company to build it for you and custom tune it, and then you get it and you update it, and you wipe everything out when you update it. And if you update it to, like, a generic target, it will not have the correct VTX table in there, and it'll do stuff like switching band and channel every time you plug in a battery. And so, for the love of God, if you're going to update Betaflight, have a specific reason. do not just update for the sake of updating. It's not going to help anything. It's just going to cause you headaches, and it's just, yeah, don't do it. Even if you haven't updated it, CB, it sounds an awful lot like your VTX table is messed up. With the first troubleshooting step, always, the first troubleshooting step is just to stop, give yourself a minute, and think back to when the problem began. Whenever the problem began, that's the cause, right? Did it begin when you updated Betaflight? Did it begin when you slammed it into a tree at full throttle? Did it begin when you were screwing around in the CLI and you hit save by accident and you might have been messing around with the VTX table, right? So that's always the first. And if you're going to ask somebody to help you troubleshoot something, that is the most important thing to tell them. So if the problems did not start if you didn't update this thing and that's what caused the problem, that's the first question that I need to know. That's the first thing I need to know is, when did this behavior start? That always needs to be step one of a troubleshoot. Nobody else seems to understand that. So if you post this question on Facebook or Reddit, the way that you know that all of the answers that you're going to get are garbage is that nobody's going to ask you that. You're going to post this question, and then people are just going to randomly say shit. Oh, it sounds like the fucking bing bong flipped to the dick dock click bop. You need to flip flop the schlip schlap, you stupid son of a bitch. You know, that, like, and so everybody's just going to say random nonsense. And, like, if you waste enough time following all the random bullshit that people are going to say, eventually, right, like, eventually a monkey will write a work of Shakespeare, if you give it enough time, right? But don't be that monkey. Cool. There you go. There's half a rant. Craig says, about producing text of your live transcripts. Will not do all of them. I run them through a script to remove filler words. That's pretty cool. I keep timestamps for reference to video. Very, very cool. Do you have a way? Yesterday's live stream, I was asking if you have a way of dumping those transcripts somewhere and having that be public. I would love to post a link to that over on the Discord. That's a great example of something that is like a Discord perk. Yeah, I would love to do that. Let me know. Louis says 3S on 2-inch or 4S on 3 to 3.5 inch for quiet 5-inch feel. There's no answer to that question, unfortunately. But here's what you need to know: 3S on 2-inch is going to be better for a small to medium size space that you're flying in. 4S on 3-inch or 3.5 inch is going to be perfect for a medium sized space that you're flying in. Alternatively, to keep that going, 3.5 to 4-inch is going to be good for a medium to large size spot. 5-inch is best for a large size spot, right? The prop size, so the voltage doesn't really matter. 3S, 4S doesn't matter. You can get motors that are a high enough kV where on 3S you'll get the same amount of power as 4S. So yeah, the battery voltage is more related to the prop size than anything else. At a given prop size, there will be a battery voltage that makes sense. And it'll be the right efficiency. There will be motors available that will turn enough RPM to make good power. And you'll be able to buy batteries that are light enough. 4S on a 2-inch rig, for example, is not a good idea. Because 4S batteries have 4 individual cells. A 4S, the 450 mAh individual cells, they're about as small as you want to go. So a 4S 450 mAh battery is really heavy for a 2-inch rig. So you would never really want to do 4S on a 2-inch rig. Unless you are doing like a 2-inch Cinewhoop where you're going to put like 5-blade props on it or something like that, and it's going to be fat and heavy, then, right, then 4S kind of makes sense. But for like a 2-inch freestyle rig, you want 2S or 3S. By that same token, 65mm rigs, 1S. 75mm rigs for outside, 2S. Right? Like at each weight, we don't do 2S on the 65mm rigs because the batteries become way too heavy. And these are for flying in tiny locations like your living room, like your basement, like your whatever. And so, yeah, there you go. The size of the propellers is how you choose where you fly it. A 2-inch rig is not going to travel, it's not going to cover ground fast enough to be comfortable at a big location. If you fly a 2-inch rig in a football field, you're going to have to put 60 degrees of up tilt to be able to go fast enough across that football field. And then it's just going to be stupid because it's going to have all that up tilt. It's not going to be a freestyle rig. It's going to be a racing rig, right? For freestyle, you want low up tilt, 20 degrees, 25 degrees, 30 degrees. And when you're running 20 to 30 degrees of up tilt, the smaller the propeller, the slower the rig is going to go, the smaller the spot that you should be flying it in. So as the prop size increases, the size of the location that thing is going to feel and perform well at changes, right, with the prop size, right? You wouldn't take a 10-inch rig and try to fly it in front of your house. You take a 10-inch or a 7-inch rig and you fly it up into the fucking mountains. That's a huge location. That's the biggest location, right? Prop size is directly related to where you should fly it. And if you're flying the perfect propeller size for the perfect size spot, it feels right. And when we say, like, feels like a 5-inch, what that actually means to anybody that has been flying for a long time and has flown lots of different rigs and is, thousands of batteries in, what that actually means is that it means that basically the build has a good enough power to weight ratio. That's the main thing. If you get the power to weight ratio right, you get close to that 5-inch feel. But really, what the 5-inch feel is going into a big location, parking lots, football fields, big ass parks and shit, right? These are the classic FPV flight locations that most people think about flying in. Those big locations, 5-inch rigs feel great there because they'll go 100 miles an hour when you're full throttle, nose down, but then they'll also kind of float around a little bit. You've got 100-foot high trees, and a 5-inch rig can climb up that tree and then float down it, and it's just balanced, and it just feels right. You put a 2-inch rig up in the air at one of those spots, it doesn't feel right. What you can do is not use the whole spot. You can find a little cluster of like 3 or 4 trees, and you can rip a 2-inch rig in that little cluster of trees, and it'll start to feel right because you're flying it in a smaller location. Yes, you're standing in a big location, but you've shrunken that down. And so that's super important. That's how you get really good flight footage. That's how you have the most fun, right? You've got the right tool for the job. And so that's how you make that decision, Louis. Good question. Thank you for letting me talk about that. That's super important. YouTube did the thing, scrolling back up. Where the hell was I? Come on. There we go. Craig says, we're thinking of Dublin, Ireland. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Denzilla Terrible says, come to Canada. Yeah, so Canada would be the least expensive option. I don't know. This is an actual nightmare. This is a legitimate nightmare. It's so hard to really wrap our heads around this. It's just so awful. Craig says, I really enjoy Stan Dealey music. Me too. I grew up with, my parents loved Steely Dan. I grew up, that was one of like the soundtracks of my youth. Craig says, I noticed that being a great username choice, Stan Dealey. Morton Upshot says, reason to upgrade from 4.2 to 4.3 or higher is to update SPI ELRS to 3.x. Yep. Again, if you have a specific reason to update. But if you don't, right? And basically the way that I really think about it is if I'm forced to update, I will update, right? ELRS, sometimes you're kind of forced to update. But for the love of God, everybody stop updating just for the sake of updating. Yeah. Back in like 3.5.7, 4.0, 4.1 days, absolutely. There was a drastic difference in, not drastic, but there was a real difference in flight performance between those versions, 4.0, 4.1, 4.2. But yeah, as of 4.2, we got RPM filtering. That was one of the biggest things. And like, I got a bunch of rigs that are on 4.2, and they fly every bit as good as anything else that I've got on 4.5. And so have a reason. Have a reason to update if you're going to update. Brian M says, any recommendations for reasonably priced analog goggles with DVR? I've heard to buy used, but having trouble finding anything on Facebook Marketplace. With DVR, technically the Fat Shark goggles have DVR, but boy, is it worthless. It is just useless ass DVR. And so if you want DVR that actually works somewhat reliably, I actually can't recommend Fat Shark goggles. They're my favorite thing to recommend. At that point, you want to look at SkyZone goggles. The SkyZone DVR is a lot better than the Fat Shark DVR. Quality-wise. I don't really know anything about SkyZone goggles, though. I've never owned them, and I just don't pay attention to stuff that I'm not super interested in. But Bardwell has done a review video on damn near every SkyZone goggle. So go to Bardwell's channel, click the little magnifying glass on his channel. So you search just in his channel and search for SkyZone and start watching some of his SkyZone goggle reviews. And then you can find the right set for you, or just start, Facebook Marketplace searching. There's a bunch of FPV specific Facebook groups, FPV for sale Facebook groups. So start searching them. I've got a text channel on my Discord linked over at CiottiFPV.com called Swap and Shop. If you join my Patreon, you'll get added to a Facebook group of mine called like CiottiFPV Swap and Shop or something like that. Yeah, lots of different places to get used FPV stuff. If anybody's selling a set of SkyZones, Brian M's looking for a set. There you guys go. Me saying that will hit about 1,000 people's ear holes. Craig says, yes, I could put them on Dropbox. Very cool. Moss1 says, what's up, buddy, and everyone? Hockey Round says, well said. Cronut says, what's up? How you doing? I've been better, but I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm a lucky fella for that. But, the world is burning. Where are we at here? Alley Cat says, Raisin, I say hello. Lewis says, thanks for the explanation. I think I'll do 2-inch. I'll put together a build tomorrow. I swear browsing stores for parts is the most fun part of FPV. Yeah, I agree. I agree. SK1 FPV says, Atlanta is Mecca. No need to leave. We absolutely love it here. But if if Maggie's 18-year-old son cannot access the medication that he needs, and he becomes suicidal again, we're out. Human life is not it. This is not a fucking game. This is not a game. This is real life shit. People are going to die. Lots and lots of people are going to die, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's taking like every bit of my patience and willpower to not just completely freak out about all this. It is just so enraging. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. It's 1/10 of 1% of the fucking population. 70 says, would you use 1203s on a Mobula 8? 1203. So, I don't have any real experience with 2-inch TinyWhoops, but that's okay. Here's how I can answer that question. On 65mm rigs, we run 702s and 802s primarily, right? 0702, 0802. We bump up to 75mm rigs, and then we go to 802s and like 1002s and 1102s, right? So like notice that jump, right? 702, 802, 802, 1002, 1102. So that's a jump from 65 to 75. We then jump up to 85. And so 1203 sounds about right. You know what I mean? From 1102 to 1202 or 1203. You know, so there's always like in each propeller size, there's going to be like the bigger motors and then the smaller motors. And you get to pick. Do you want your rig to be ultra light? And then, like, if you go the ultra-light route, if you want extra power, you go to a crazy high KV, right? Like the 40,000 KV 702s. If you want more grunt and you don't care about the extra weight, you can go to the bigger motor option. And so, yeah, 1203 is probably about right. That's going to be the bigger motor option on an 85mm rig is going to be my guess, but it's pretty damn good guess, right? And then if you keep going up, that what also helps, right? So we've got, I'll do it this way. So we've got like 65, we've got 75, we're taking a guess at 85. If you keep going, if you go all the way up to like 3-inch rigs, 1404, 1504, these are really popular motor sizes up here on a 3-inch rig, right? And so you can just sort of fill the blanks in between. And that's really it. Like 3-inch rig, 1504, 1404, 65s we know, 702, 802. And so every step in between there, 2.5-inch, 2-inch, you can just keep ramping the motor size up. On like when you go to one of these one of the websites, you can just go into the motors and just start clicking through, right? So we've got 65, 75, 85, 95. Well, I mean, at that point, we're like, 2.5-inch, 3-inch. And so, yeah, just boom, 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 right up the ladder. And you click into each one of these, and then this is only showing you the width of the motor, which is definitely important. But then once you click into the width of the motor, there are going to be different motor heights available. This is a 1204, 4 millimeters tall. You're also going to see 1202s and 1203s, right? And so the taller the motor gets, the heavier it gets, but the more power it makes. And so you want to be careful there, but it's pretty simple. There's the one of the easy ways to kind of back into the height of the motor is this ratio of width to height. You want the ratio of width to height to be somewhere between 5:1 and 3:1. 3:1 is going to be a very aggressive freestyle motor that stays cool, but it doesn't stay super cool. And so you don't want to pick up a really heavy payload with that. 5 or even 6:1, that's a Cinewhoop motor. That's a motor designed to pick up a really heavy payload. The wider the motor, the more airflow comes down into it to keep it nice and cool. And if you're picking up a heavy payload, you need to keep the motors cool. So a really tall motor that's not very wide, it's actually going to make a lot of power. The height of the motor makes really good power. So as the motors get taller, they make a lot more power. But if you go beyond 3:1, if you go to like a 2:1 motor that's really tall, it's going to overheat. So your rig better be ultra lightweight, and you better not hammer the throttle a lot, because that motor is going to overheat, and it's going to, you know, become a lot less efficient. It's going to hurt your batteries. It's going to blow up ESCs. It's a nightmare. So 3-to-1 is the most aggressive that you want to be. That's for if you want the most power possible with the least weight. And then if you want something that's more consistent so that every time you hit the throttle, it gives you the same amount of power because the motor's running nice and cool, 4-to-1 is a great spot to be with a freestyle rig. If you're going to build a Cinewhoop or you're just going to carry a heavy camera, 5-to-1 or 6-to-1 is where you want to go. Mick Bucas says the Cuervo Gold, the Fine Colombian, hey 15. What? Mick Bucas is drunk, I think. Is that what you're drinking? What an interesting chat comment. Craig says, I really enjoy my new SkyZone 040 goggles. I hear so many good things about SkyZone goggles. I can't possibly, I can't justify, I mean, I have a bunch of analog goggles, so I would never buy a new set of analog goggles, but I have a hard time recommending anyone buy brand new analog goggles because of how many analog goggles are out there that people are not using. And like with 04, right? They're going to be, as more people get into 04, more people are going to bail on analog. And so, yeah, I feel like analog goggles, it's a tough sell to buy a brand new set of analog goggles, regardless of how good they are. That's kind of where I'm at on that. Willie Summit says, sorry, I missed it. What's Georgia have you all bent up about? Rewind back. It makes me so angry I can't keep talking about it. Brian M says, appreciate it. You're certainly welcome. Moss1 says, started with the SkyZone 04L V2, still going strong. Love that. Skull901 says, I had a Teddy moment today. I crashed my Mobula 8 in my neighbor's yard, and his dog came up to the drone. I was looking at his face just like you do with Teddy. Sounds like he didn't eat it, so that's good. Jason Crabtree says, you be doing the Lord's work with these micro rigs. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have even fathomed that we'd ever squeak out as much performance and fun out of a little rig. Yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. It's been a good one though. It's yeah, and the more regulations come, the more important it's going to be. I would love to say that that was why I somehow magically knew that, and that's why I mean, I went pretty hard on 5-inch rigs for a while there, admittedly. There were a couple of years where I didn't fly any micros really, and it was just all 5-inch all the time, and that was in a time period where 5-inch rigs were the only ones that really flew all that well. We didn't have great parts selections for micros, and they were just a nightmare. The frames kind of sucked. There weren't great motors, and you couldn't. And for me, I wanted to keep getting better as a pilot, and like the micros just didn't fly good enough. I got to the point where like I wanted better power to weight ratio, and I wanted more off throttle momentum, more throw. And so 5-inch was really the only way. And so there were 2 or 3 years where, yeah, that was it. That was pretty much all I was doing. But there's a lot of things about 5-inch rigs that are a total pain in the ass, right? They're really loud. They're really dangerous. And like, I initially, my first like year or two was like all micro stuff. And then it was all 5-inch stuff for a little while. And then I slowly started getting back into micros. And now I only fly 5-inch a couple times a year. I enjoy the hell out of it when I do. It's still hysterical to go to a big ass location and just like eat the huge location with this monstrous thing. But like it's a pain in the ass. I get way more stick time and, to be honest, way more enjoyment out of flying TinyWhoops around the house. That's you know, when look, I've been doing this for over 8 years, and like if you want to not burn out on something, you need to prioritize stuff like that. You really do need to prioritize, like, how do I get the best bang for my buck? How do I get the most fun out of this with the least annoyance, basically? And the performance of the TinyWhoops has gotten to a point where I can do damn near everything that I do with bigger stuff inside the house. And then if I want to fly out in the front yard, yeah, now micros are super fun. I'm gonna be I feel like I say this every year, but for sure this year with 04 and with this walk snail stuff, and now I actually have a couple of 03 air units as well. I am gonna be doing some more 2.5 inch, 3 inch, 3.5 inch stuff when the weather warms up a little bit. So, Jason Crabtree says also, while mountain biking has been my main hobby lately, it's nice to come here and zone out while the world burns. A lot of bad shit could happen, but we got to stick together. Yeah, hopefully that's enough. Hopefully us all sticking together is enough. I'm not convinced that it will be, unfortunately. But Craig says, no, he's quoting Steely Dan lyrics. Dealey Stan lyrics. Craig says, I think it's Hey 19. Who's quoting Steely? Oh. I get it. Mark GFPV says, thanks again for the work you do, getting more pilots here in the Philippines to fly micros, and now even easier to get them into it with the 2S 04 75mm build. Nice. Love to hear that. For the record, moderators, you know that I have a pretty much zero tolerance policy when I get all political for shit. So, feel free. If somebody's being a douchebag, you got just go ahead. I would honestly rather not see it. I'm just done. I'm just absolutely done. Like people's lives are being ruined. It's not fucking okay. It's not a game. It's not a fucking game. And for no reason. There's no benefit to it, right? Like, at least have, if you're gonna fuck up tons of people's lives, I guess there is a benefit. It's money. People are getting rich, but like, at least there needs to at least be a benefit for more than. I don't have to tell you guys. Oh boy. All right, let's fly a couple of batteries. Let's fly a few batteries, 2 batteries, and then we're gonna do giveaways. Oh boy. We're going to fly. I don't think I have an extra Mobula 7 V3 frame for this wandering group. So I might need to pull one of these other rigs apart to steal or do a frame swap to steal a frame. So there's this one. But this thing's all pretty, and this is the red and white logo deal. So we're not gonna pull this apart. I need to swap the canopy on this desperately. This is the Race 3.1. Obviously not gonna pull this apart, especially because that's got the light AF. I don't want to put the light AF frame on. Ooh, this might be the one. So this is a 2G4 on. This is a 2G4 build on 36,000 kV motors that I don't fly super often. And so let me think about this for a second. This frame's kind of beat up though. I wish I had a new Cockroach V3 frame. I would love to, like, if I'm gonna pull one of these apart, I would love to fly it like one last time right now. You know what I mean? I mean, this frame is pretty clean though, and I mean it's just gonna get the hell beaten out of it pretty quickly. So maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one that gets pulled apart. This motor's got tons of hair in it too. I don't know what that has to do with this, but let's see. Yeah, let's fly this rig, and then I'm going to pull this apart. And we'll be good to go. Craig with a $25 PayPal. Dude, thank you so much. Very, very generous. He says, keep up the great streams. Thank you. You're certainly welcome, brother. Thank you for allowing me to do this by supporting me. Very, very cool of you. Again, we're going to do giveaways in about 10 minutes. If you want to get in on the 3 Patreon giveaways, all you got to do is get on the $5 or $10 or $20 tiers, or if you want to be entered into all 3 of those giveaways, the $1 a day, $30 tier will do that for you. If you go do it right now, like if you're on the $3 tier right now and you bump up to the $5 tier, it'll go through in time, and you'll get in on the TinyWhoop giveaway in like 10 minutes. All right, yeah, we're gonna fly this thing. We're gonna fly this, and then I'm gonna pull it apart. Then I'm gonna put this frame onto the Wandering Whoop. The Wandering Whoop. Yeah, that's the move. Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop. Pretty. This is like the one. This is one of the main ones that I figured this formula out on. Cockroach V3 frame, Mobile 6 canopy, and Runcam Nano 3 camera. ORT Micro V, 2G4 AIO. At the moment, the propellers are HQ. The new ones, the new tri-blades, 1.2 by 0.9 by 3s. And these batteries aren't charged. One of these batteries is charged, but it's a 260. I wouldn't usually put a 260 mAh battery on a rig this sort of powerful and heavy, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what kind of runtime we get out of it. These are the Firefly motors, the 0702 36,000s. I'll be super interested to see if we can get it, if we can get 2 minutes of runtime. So I've been running these batteries a bunch on the BetaFPV rigs, and so if you've been paying attention to the last couple of live streams, you might notice a difference in runtime here. There we go. All right. 36,000 kV 702s. Oh, I forgot to set shit up. Oy. Oh, God. Look at that catch. Man, this thing feels great. These Happy Model motors feel awesome. I've been... Whoa! That shit tumbled forever. Where's Teddy at? Is he going to protect his mama? Oh, no. He's like that. I don't care anymore. Yo, this feels great on these Happy Model motors. I haven't flown Happy Model motors in probably like 30 or 40 batteries. The BetaFPV motors make great power, but there's something magical about these Happy Model motors. It could totally be that... Oh, for Christ's sakes. It could totally be that I've just flown them a lot, right? That is for absolute certain. Like, that is a fact, I should say. I've got more batteries on Happy Model motors than all other motors combined. But still. Oh, damn it. I was going to try to get out there. Maggie knows. Oh, no! Oh, God. Oh, Teddy! Oh, Teddy! Oh, Teddy! Oh! I thought he was going to push me into his fucking food bowl, yo. Ah! I'm getting better at the timing on the front flips. Oh! I got the second throttle blip just right to drop that down the that cube. Unfortunately, there's... Okay. I was about to say, unfortunately, there's not a great exit from that, but I found one, apparently. Ow. Ugh. The quad gates, man. Runtime ain't bad on this 260. Look at these Happy Model motors, man. Look how efficient they are. Holy Christ. This is a good example of, like, if you're trying to compare two things, like back-to-back batteries, it just doesn't work. You gotta fly a bunch of batteries on one setup, and then get used to it, and then when you fly the other setup, you'll be like, oh. Like, the difference becomes super apparent. Yeah, I knew I hadn't lined that up properly. Look at the runtime, dude. What the hell? I was getting like 1 minute and 45 on these little 260 mAh batteries. Let's see what the battery bounces back to. 364, 365. Damn. It feels great at that weight too. That these 260 mAh batteries are like 1 point something grams lighter. Wow, that is super impressive. I hope... Is this other... Ooh, I got another one charged. All right, so cool. This is the second battery that we're going to fly. Yeah, wow. This... Jeez. The 260 mAh batteries are really cool. I still prefer the 300s, though. The 300s give you significantly more power. I can really feel it on those big full room power loops that I was doing upstairs. Even though this is on the 36,000 kV motors, it has noticeably less power than... Oh shit, son. Noticeably less power. That was fucking jamama. Ugh! I'm flying half decent lately. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I forgot about this one new move that I figured out the other day. I gotta do this some more. I didn't do it the way I wanted to do it. I want to do it up like that. Yeah! Yo! Yeah! Oh! I like that a lot. That's a simple move, but it's hard. Like, this gap here is little, and then this lamp is here, so I gotta avoid the... Oh, shit. And this is the other... This is the other problem with it, is that there's all kinds of stuff over there that are going to eat the quad and make me stand up, which, you know. Who wants to stand up when they're flying FPV? I did not get into this hobby to get in shape. I started dancing to get in shape. Couples dancing. Oh! You know what's interesting, too? I just noticed that there's a lot of up tilt in here. That was a weird crash. I didn't hit that very hard, and it, like, tumbled as if it was the end of the world. Oh, God! I didn't mean to go in that cube. Ow! Ah! See, that's why I turned to the left instead of to the right. I gotta get that, though. Hold on. We gonna get it. Oh, man, it really pushes this thing to the right when I turn it over like that. I gotta add an extra throttle blip in there, because when I turn it over to the right, what I mean is to the right, like that, right? I don't usually do that. Usually, the correct way of doing this is to point towards the wall, turn it over to the left, and it's way easier when you do it like that. A lot of dives are like that. When I turn it over to the right, I need to be coming at it like, ugh, farts. Realistically, I need to come under here, tight to the wall, face it. You see what I did? See how I kind of pointed it out away, and then when you turn it over, it throws it into it. Or like that. Yeah, I can also do it like that, but It matters. Oh god, I full throttled it into the ground. Oh god, yes! Doing anything with the newbie drone gates is so satisfying because they're just so much smaller than the other gates. I just tried to like blind power loop it in there. Oh boy. I almost pulled that off. I almost saved that. 3 minutes again, yo. What the hell? How? Yeah, okay. That is wild. I don't know if these motors make as much power. Those BetaFPV, even though these are 36,000 kV, I don't necessarily think they make as much power as the BetaFPV 27,000s or the Champion Edition 30,000s. But these make enough power, and they're getting like 50% more runtime, right? Like 3 minutes instead of less than 2 minutes. So yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely outrageous. All right, friends, it's giveaway time. Maybe we'll fly another battery or two afterwards. Maybe we'll do a couple of 300 mAh batteries. We'll see how the chat's going. Islander just says one more battery while you're hot. I didn't put another one on the charger. I don't have another battery that's fully charged. I've been flying decent lately, though. I've been taking better care of myself lately. This year, basically, eating better, exercising. I not eating that much better. I've had to eat pretty healthy for the last couple of years because my stomach has just betrayed me, and like not the only things, but like the main things that don't upset my stomach are vegetables, rice, and some fish. So for like the last 3 years that I've been getting a handle on my stomach and just not having diarrhea every single day, I've just naturally started eating a lot better. Like I have a great big salad damn near every day because it keeps me full for a few hours and it doesn't wreck my stomach. And there's not a whole lot of stuff that does that. And it's easy. Like I get these big 6-packs of romaine lettuce from Costco now, but previously from the grocery store. And I just chop 2 of them up at a time. I got a great big plastic bin that I put them in that lives in the refrigerator. So like that's there, super easy, quick. Croutons, a little bit of cheese, shredded cheese, some tomatoes, ranch dressing. I found these awesome avocado squeezy bag things. Hold on, I don't know how to. Avocado squeeze bag. I'll show it to you. This will change your life, yo. So like guacamole avocado is great, but like it goes bad and it gets brown really quickly, right? These bags are vacuum sealed, and so they don't go bad for weeks and weeks and weeks. So you squeeze this shit into your food, and it's great, right? Avocado is high in like all the good fats, super filling, and so yeah, I make these salads with like avocado ranch dressing, croutons, tomatoes, shredded cheese, and it's just awesome. It's great, and but with couples dancing, I'm kind of getting somewhat good enough where being physically fit is a little bit more important. And so, yeah, I've been exercising quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but I wasn't exercising at all, and now I am. And it's weird. All of a sudden, I fly better. It's almost like all of these things are connected. It's almost like every single person that has always said that all of these things are connected forever was right. That can't be the case, though. There's no way. It's easier to take a pill. Yeah, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. All right, so I need to do some admin stuff to get the giveaways set up. While I'm doing that, one of the perks of... no, hold on. I got to get caught up on chat. Hold on. I got to get caught up on chat. Because I need the chat for the fourth giveaway. Calvin says, finally got my Air 75 Racing in the mail. There's an Air 75 Racing? I thought the Air 75... I didn't realize there was a Racing and a Freestyle. That's cool. That's cool that they have two different KVs. And it has a seized motor right out of the box. Is there a fix or just order more motors? Dude, don't do that. Return that shit. Whoever you bought it from, send them an email and say, yo, there's a seized motor. Fix this. Send me a new one or do something for me. We all have this like weird Stockholm syndrome with FPV, and like we think that everything is our fault. If you buy something and it doesn't work absolutely perfectly for at least a few batteries, fuck that. Get in touch with who you bought it from and be like, yo, this ain't cool. I paid you money for something that works. It doesn't say on your product page, if it doesn't work, it's on you. LOL. So yeah, get in touch with whoever you bought that from and be like, yo, fix this problem. They should send you a new one. You should have to send that one back, but they should send you a new one. The BetaFPV Air rigs have direct soldered motors on tiny little pads. It's kind of unreasonable. I don't know how good you are at soldering, but it's pretty unreasonable for them to expect any of us to repair a motor that's direct soldered like that. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to sell a product that's got the motors direct soldered like that, that shit's on you. And if somebody gets one with a seized motor out of the box, you need to send them a new one, and they need to send you that one back. So if they try to pull this like, oh, we'll send you a replacement motor bullshit, if you're not totally confident soldering to tiny-ass little pads, just be like, no, dude, I paid for a working rig. You can refund me, and I will buy it somewhere else, or you can do the right thing and send me a new one. James Thomas says, agreed, I can go places and do things with a 3-inch I could never get away with a 5-inch. Being able to fly indoors when it was raining 12 degrees outside is the shit. Yeah, man, micros for life. Grey Hat says, I made a parametric battery tray for 75mm frames. Parametric? So you can cut the bottom struts off and use AIO 5 or other AIO with motor plugs in the way. That's super cool. I've seen people do that. They'll do it with like rubber bands and stuff. I stay away from that because it adds weight. But for putting like the bigger batteries on, that's pretty slick. Dronesen says, the world is getting crazy. Some old guy ran over my Phantom 4 while I was doing a 107 job. He called me a spy and many other names. Lost a lot of work last week. Lots more to it. Sucks. You should have called the police, and they would have slapped the shit out of that guy. You can't do that. If it was... I mean, that's considered an aircraft. I know that if it was in the air when that happened, that would be a federal offense. I don't know what the rules are. You said he ran it over, so I'm assuming it was on the ground. I'm willing to bet he would still get in serious fucking trouble. And look, we need to punish these people that think it's a fucking game to fuck with our drones. Fuck, man. I wish you'd called the police on that. That is not cool. And even if it's not federal shit, I'm certain that the police would have hit him with something and forced his ass to pay. Either fines or pay you for the damage. That's fucked up, dude. Grey Hat says, I transplanted a Mobula 6 Eco to 75 airframe, and Super X HD motor plugs don't like 75mm battery tray, so I designed and printed in TPU. Gotcha. Yeah, the 75 airframe is a pain in the ass. The battery tray comes down in a really silly way, and it won't work with a lot of AIOs, unfortunately. I sure wish that these manufacturers would, like, I don't know, maybe spend $100, maybe 150 whole dollars and buy a few of the other components that exist out in the world. when they're designing something and like, oh, I don't know, make shit work together. My God. Denzel says, join CiottiFPV's Discord if you haven't. Thank you, dude. Craig says, PayPal'd you? I think that's the one before. Thank you again, Craig. Render, welcome to the Gangly Gang, my friend. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Double Deuce McMucus says, yo, Mr. Ciotti, 2 please, sincerely, Sober Mick. I don't usually do that, but McMucus has been around forever, so I will make one. McMucus has used the one free pass that I will give per month for someone doing an early super chat to buy tickets to the super chat giveaway. Nobody else. Trying to find where I was in chat here. Render says, don't forget, as hard as it is to take a mental break away from the news and current events, it's been rough, but family and friends are all around us. Yeah, I distance myself from it quite a bit. Maggie does not, and so I hear a lot of it from her. And it's impossible to avoid, unfortunately. But like, as an example, one of the best things I ever did for my mental health was turn all notifications off on my phone. There will still be, so the majority of the time when I open my phone up, it looks like this. And it's not great for you guys because sometimes you'll be trying to get in touch with me and it'll take like a day or two for me to get back to you. But the alternative is that I go crazy and jump off of a goddamn bridge. So it's either you never hear from me again ever, or you got to wait a couple days. And so, yeah, I've done quite a few things over the last few years to make social media work better for me. I actually just, my dad sent me an incredible article about what's this guy's name? It doesn't matter what his name is, but I'm going to link this article. It's an article from The Atlantic. It's fascinating. It's in the chat. Check it out. It's really, really good. It's called The War for Your Attention. Chris Hayes. Chris Hayes is his name. And I think the book that he just published is called the same thing. I think the book is called The War for Your Attention. And it's just incredible. Oh, and I just noticed that there's I read the whole thing. It's the transcript of an interview. If you don't want to read it, just click here and you can listen to it. I kind of wish that I'd listened to it. Although I think I actually might have read it. It looks like it's 34 minutes long. I think I might have read it faster than 34 minutes. That's interesting. If I'd listened to it, I could have done something else though. But I noticed I was explaining some of the points that he brought up to Maggie. What's really interesting is like, I think it's pretty safe to say that if you read something, you will store it in your brain better than if you listen to it. Boy, was I able to recall a lot of the points that I feel like when I just listen to a podcast, I'm not as able to do. You know what I mean? That was interesting. I don't read very much anymore, unfortunately. I know that I need to, but Cole Power says if you move to Canada, lean towards Vancouver, British Columbia. I haven't even begun to research it. I know there's a bunch of you Canadians, though. I'll bug you if it comes to that. Boy, do I hope it doesn't, though. C-Joe says, what brand battery is that? BetaFPV Lava. They're the least expensive of the folded cell 1S batteries. And they're available, like, everywhere. And BetaFPV has been cool enough to send me a bunch of them. Grey Hat says, clean out the little cubby on the coffee table, and then you can go left around the continue and continue to turn smoothly through the cubby. That hole in the coffee table is one of the most difficult gaps to shoot in this entire place. I think it's mainly because the couch is right up against it on the one side. And so I've specifically filled it with the Oreo flavored Oreos, so that I'm not tempted to shoot that gap, because it's like worse than 50-50 that I shoot that gap, that I actually get out of there. I'm now just remembering the other new move that I want to do more is down through the bottom gap of the entertainment center and then power loop up over the TV. If I fly another couple batteries, I'll try to remember to do that. That's my new favorite power loop. I gotta get caught up on chat before we do the giveaways. Willie Summit says, have you or anyone gave China Hobby Line Speedy Pizza 1S batteries a try? Yes, they are rolled cell, not folded cell, and thus they are worthless. That's why they're so cheap, though. 5 for $20. Yeah, they are cheap, but the performance blows. Greg Torres says, how is soldering with the paste that you just melt with the heat gun? Sounds like a bad idea. Are you talking about flux paste? Soldering with a heat gun is going to be really difficult. It's going to it's not going to pinpoint the heat where you want it to, and you're going to run the risk of other components becoming unsoldered. So yeah, just in general, soldering with a heat gun is not a great idea. If you have a hot air station, that's a different story. But if you have a hot air station, you also have a soldering iron. The whole point of a soldering iron is that you just put the heat in just the exact little spot where you need it to go. And that's important. So yeah, soldering with a heat gun is not a great idea, regardless. But the paste that you're talking about, what I think that is just flux paste, and it's really important to use flux and my favorite kind of flux is flux paste in a syringe with a fine-tipped applicator. It's really important to use flux whenever you're soldering. It cleans the joint, transfers the heat much more quickly. So with the soldering iron, you always want to make sure that you're using flux. There is a little bit of flux in the core of the solder, dead center, but there's not quite enough. It always helps to add a little bit extra. Gray Hat says, if you crash a rig on the third battery and it breaks, do you get at the manufacturer? It depends on how hard the hit is. If you bash something full throttle into something hard, I think it's on you. If it's one of these little bullshit crashes from like 5 feet up or something like that, yeah, I'm sending an email. Like, yo, this broke on the third battery. That's not cool. Drunzen says, I did call them, filed a report. Nice. They couldn't get a clear shot of his plate. That sucks, dude. God damn it. That sucks. Gray Hat says, the TS101 style K-tip is like a little scalpel, perfect for tiny motor pads. I like the regular soldering iron tips. The regular, like every soldering iron comes with that standard tip that's like this. I love it. You can turn it sideways like this and use the sharp end for really small pads. But usually the flat side is just perfect. Drunzen says, I'll send you a link to my video explaining it all. Sounds good. Gray Hat says, parametric means you can change variables to make it fit whenever. Okay, very cool. The only usage of the word parametric that I know is parametric equalizers. Gray Hat says, tagged you in a pic in Discord of the Air 75 Sling. Very cool. I guess it's in 3D printing. Ah, nice. That's a cool little design right there. It's in the 3D printing part of Discord, friends. I like that a lot, actually. I wish TPU wasn't so heavy. Can you print that with like very little infill to make it as light as the plastic that you remove? That'd be pretty slick. Gray Hat said, we got that. Spontaneous Sportsman says, I like the 0702 on 65 millimeters more than 0802s. Yeah, that is the you and most folks. There aren't many people that like the 802s better than 702s on 65s. 802s are phenomenal on 75 millimeter rigs. But yeah, 702s are magic on 802s. 2 to 2.5 years ago, I think, when the first set of 702s came out, I was sold immediately. That's back in the days of when I was living in Alpharetta in the apartment, and I was ripping around Maggie's rental house. And yeah, the 702s, I think Happy Model were the first ones to come out with them, and they were the 26,000 kVs. And it was just like, yo, this is it. These are absolute magic. It's the weight. They're just light, and they're just lighter enough than the 802s that it just changes everything. Cjo says, I drove manual for the first time by myself today. Very cool. That's the only way to drive as far as I'm concerned. Welcome to actual driving, my friend. And I'm caught up on chat, so now we're gonna do the giveaways. So while I'm setting up a couple things on the giveaways here, I'm gonna play a couple of your guys' videos. One of the perks to joining my Patreon is that over on my Discord, you will get full access to all the text channels. One of those text channels is called the Video Collective, and in the Video Collective you can post your flying and your edits and your stuff. And while I'm getting the giveaways set up here, because I give you guys like the first hour of the live stream to bump up your tier, I'm gonna play 3 of these videos. So first one is gonna be Crom. It's called Micro at the Bando. And then I have to mute your guys' audio because I don't want to get copyright donged. And then second one is going to be McShaky FPV, Pizza for a Power Loop. Oh, AI, you silly bastards. Awesome. And then the third one is going to be Green Thumb FPV, Kalina 24 Electro. Alright. Get this going here. Hang on one second, friends. Alright. Give me one more second. Come on, computer. You can do this. You can do it! There we go. And let me get some copyright-free music. Blopping over here. There's the folder. Wait, I gotta hit this button. And where is it? There it is. Here we go. We're gonna start off with a fucking classic, an absolute banger of a classic. Here we go. Are you guys ready? I'll be back in a minute. Wait, hold on. All right, I'll be back in a second. Ah, shit, hold on. Ah! Hold on. All right, here we go.
A daddy spaghetti, we're rocking the scene. A handsome dog, a star supreme. With first of flying paws that slam. He's the coolest pup in the jam. Sniffing out the beats with every step. Daddy's got swagger no one can forget. Barking out loud, catching everyone's eye. He's the rebel dog, breaking the sky. Daddy spaghetti, living his life. Chewing on cords, causing strife. He's got snarling fangs and a wild voice. A punk rock pop pop, making all the noise. Like them on fucking rock, keep fire. Sniffing out the beats with every step. Said he's got swagger, no one. Barking out loud, catching everyone's eye. He's the rebel dog, breaking the sky. Teddy spaghetti, living his life. Chewing on cords, causing a strife. He's got snarling fangs and a wild voice. A punk rock pop pop, making all the noise.
There you guys go. The Teddy Spaghetti song is just the goddamn greatest thing on earth. I need to turn up the hold on. I need to turn the volume up on the on that scene. I'll be right back. Hold on. You're just gonna get nothing for a second. All right, that'll be a little bit better next time. Okay. Links to those three fine people's videos are in the chat. Follow those links. Go subscribe. Support people that are still putting FPV flight footage up onto YouTube. Or nobody's going to do it anymore. And that's going to suck. You old G folks will remember like 5, 6, 7 years ago when like it was just infinite. You'd go onto YouTube and there'd be like 50 new fucking flight edits. It was so cool. The only way that people are gonna it's a pain in the ass, right? Like everybody burned out of doing it, myself included. And so we got to really reward the folks that are still doing it and subscribe to their channels, leave a comment, watch their stuff, right? That's how we keep that going. Craig says, who did that Teddy Spaghetti song? Somebody from chat had AI do it. Cole Powers says, run over quad, police won't make you whole, but they can arrest for destruction of property. Up to you to press charges and take notes of witnesses, photos, videos, evidence. Interesting. Gray Hat says, too small for infill. I will lose weight. I will lose weight next by making holes. Nice. All right, let's get these giveaways going here. I'm gonna open this up and why did I just open that up? That was a silly thing to do. Well, no, hold on. Let's do this. Okay, there we go with that. First up is the TinyWhoop tier. $5 a month TinyWhoop tier. Here's what you're gonna win. Here's what someone's gonna win. I said you. Maybe that person's watching. Maybe you are the you. Why is there such a long hair in this bag? Get out of there. Bag hair? Hair bag? This is a bag of, it looks like 4 sets of the GemFan 1609, I think, propellers. And then we've got, looks like 3 sets of the 1208 tri-blades. We've got a Mobula 75... Meteor 75X frame. We've got the very cool Hockey Rounds printed 6 packs a day, even though it has 10 in there, in case you want to be an overachiever. We've got, courtesy of my dad, CiottiFPV M&Ms. Seriously, CiottiFPV M&Ms. These will be available on the Etsy store sooner than later. And a set of vegan 802 25,000 kV motors. Very cool, very green, very awesome. Great motors for a 75mm rig. This is kind of a 75mm rig themed giveaway, right? Frame, 1.6 inch props. Some 1.2 inch props. And battery holder for 1.2s, but I like to try to like theme these giveaways a little bit so that, you know, you can put a bunch of the stuff together. Let's see who's gonna win it. Goat's getting awful tired, man. Oh, I gotta put the goat up on. I have a bunch of the goats to put up on the Etsy store too. People are being blown away. Chaser FPV is in between motors 3 and 4. He's hanging in. Major Cook just got blown away before my very eyes. Momo Slappy has won. Congratulations, dude. I'm gonna write your name down and then send you your stuff. One of the big reasons I do these through Patreon is that I can force you guys, when you join the Patreon, to put your address in there. And that way when you win, I have your address. I don't have to try to chase you around for your address. There was a time, before I realized this little life hack, I would have 20, 30, 40 giveaway bags all piled up. and I wouldn't be able to get your guys' addresses, and it was just ridiculous. Momo Slappy, congrats, my friend. Next up is the micro brushless and 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier giveaway. One of you is going to win M&M's. We Bleed micro battery strap. A couple of, a set of 4 of these little XT30 covers in case you ever fly with your XT30s. You're supposed to have them covered up. Or you can just use these to mark like which ones are discharged, which ones are charged. There's 2 black, 2 red. We've got, I think this is 4 sets total of the awesome GemFan 3052s, some of my favorite 3-inch props. We've got a set of the GemFan 3520s. Looks like 2 sets of the GemFan 3520s. We've got a goggle strap, one of the thick boys. Little XT60 to XT30 adapter. Can never have enough of those. Micropilots know that. I've seen a lot of like 3.5-inch, 4-inch free long-range rigs. So this is a little GPS. And then we've got a little EP2, I think this is the EP2 ELRS receiver. And the person's name that's going to win that is a goat. Compost pile on the very bottom right, he's hanging tough. Render on the very bottom, he's still there. Kevin Sumner right next to him. Reed Emke off on the right, he's hanging in there. Parker Lipscomb hanging in as well. Everybody that I just mentioned is gone. And apparently nobody has won. Okay. We're gonna play again. That was weird. Hold on a second. Oh shit balls. Wait, no. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yep. All right, we're good. Let's try that again. I guess I need to refresh these pages every once in a while. Monty FPV is off on the right there. He's gone now. Pig Fats. Pig Fats, you've won. You've won life by making your Discord name Pig Fats, and you've won this giveaway. Congratulations. Pig Fats. I've won as well. I got to write Pig Fats down on a shipping container. Jesus. Here comes the 5-inch giveaway. It is M&M's. It is a set of XT60 caps, 2 red, 2 black. It is 4 sets of my favorite 5-inch propellers. These are GemFan 4934s. Hell yeah. 4934s. For your lightweight 5-inch rigs, these are amazing. You get a little bit less float. 650 gram 5-inch rigs, they're a little too floaty. This gets them down out of the sky a little bit quicker, which is nice. And hold on, I want to get these props in here in a way that they don't punch through the shipping bag, the shipping padded envelope. And a SkyStar F722 flight controller with the cables. I've heard really good and the rubber grommets. I've heard really, really good things from Brandon's Baked Beans actually about SkyStar's electronics. So yeah, there you go. 5-inch tier. Let's see who's gonna win. We Bleed Zotek just got blown away before Preston Roach on the left side there. Jim something or other just got blown away. It's Preston Roach. Congratulations, brother. You have won. Preston. Really? Really, Sharpie? You're going to pick right now to stop working? Here we go. Preston Roach. Can I read that? Maybe. I'll find out in a couple days. Last but not least is this super chat based giveaway. The way that this works is you can buy as many tickets as you want. We're starting from scratch. It's $5 per ticket. You can do a super chat or you can do a PayPal. If you do PayPal, just type CiottiFPV in chat, so and so many tickets via PayPal, and I'll get them added in for you. Ready, go. Here's what you're playing for. This is the only way that you can get the main item in this giveaway, which is the gangly fan. With the new colors, you've had to wait all this time. This is the new color combination of the gangly fan. Red on the front, purple on the back. This is how you keep your digital stuff from melting into the goddamn desk while you're trying to update it. You can also use this as a solder fan so that you don't inhale lead, which is a good idea. You just stand it up like this. Barrel plug here. You can get a little power supply or just run it off your goggle batteries. It'll run on 2S or 3S. Super, super, super cool. Gorgeous design. Also, a little gangly fan tag that was made from the scraps from the center area, right? Used to be in the middle there. Who's it? Douglas Otwell that's making these? Thank you, homie. He's made a whole bunch and sent them over. If you can use this, this is all yours. This is a TS100, or there's a bunch of little portable soldering irons that use this tip. This is the tip that Drew Camden really likes. It's got the round, it's round, and then it's angled /cut. If you have a soldering iron that'll use this tip, this is yours. If not, I'm going to put it back in the bag, and I'll try to give it away the next month to somebody that's actually going to use it. Mass Adhesive Electronic Goop version 2. Another 6-pack-a-day battery holder. My favorite little 5 sticker sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A $10 value. M&M's. Big long XT60 lead with big fat thick cables. And a t-shirt if you're the right size. I've got medium and small. So if you're a medium or a small, I will send you one of these t-shirts. I have 2 smalls and 1 medium. If you're not a medium or a small, I will keep them for the next winter. Ready, go. Let me get folks added. Adam Weston getting us started with a $5 super chat. He's getting a ticket. Stop it. Just highlight that. It's fine. Hold on. There we go. There it is. Got it. BMF Spade with a $20 super chat. He says he wants 2 tickets and then 2 for the newest patrons. Deal. BMF Spade, you go on here once, twice, and then 2 for your newest patrons. You said patrons, so I'm going to give 1 per for the newest patrons. I just called out somebody that was brand new. Who was it? Render. Render, you get one of these. Let's see who gets the other one. That's nice. Render has to deal with everyone forcing his name into the chat. So that's cool. Who else is it? Joe Presto. You're probably not here right now, but if you are, congratulations. Thanks to BMF Spade, you're entered in the giveaway. Hold on. Let me get this. Wait. No. Just can't. Go over. All right, there we go. Mick Mucus with 2 tickets from before. He used up the one, what is it, mulligan? For this giveaway live stream. And then we've got Metal Dirt Skin with a $5 PayPal. He's getting a ticket. Thank you, dude, for the support. Frank Nicholas with a $20 super chat. He said, PayPal. He says, note from Frank Nicholas, being a great guy. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. He's going on the wheel 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. And right. Danzel the Terrible with a $15 super chat. He says 2 for off axis. Very cool. And 1, 2. Raptor with a $4.99 super chat. He's going on. He's getting a ticket. Thank you for the support, everybody. There you go, Raptor. Nardo Polo. He's getting a ticket as well. You can't win if you don't play, friends. Jay Deegs with a $9.99 super chat. He says, Gangly fan. He's getting 2 tickets. He wants him a fan. He's hot. Jay Deegs is hot. He needs to get cooled down with a fan. Drones in with a $5 super chat. He's getting a ticket. Got it. Craig with a $10 super chat. He says 2 tickets, 1 for render. You got it, my friend. Craig 1, and then the other one, render. I can just type it. And then we got Real One with a $9.99 super chat. He says, thank you for the community. Thank you for supporting me. And letting me build this, helping me to build this community. You've got 2 tickets, my friend. Nick Leach with a $4.99 super chat. He's getting a ticket. Thank you, Nick. All right. You guys got 60 more seconds. And then the quad shall blow all the tickets away but 1. Again, as we talked about on yesterday's live stream, an OG member of our community that has been super supportive of me and lots of other people. He's like our go-to guy for long-range stuff. Off Axis has a GoFundMe up, and I am looking for the link right now. I'm going to drop it into the chat for you guys. Where the hell is the link? There it is. Is that the link? There it is. Hit that link, friends. Send Off Axis a couple of bucks. Capital C with a $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets. Thank you, brother. I see you, RC Thrills. I'm going bottom to top right now for some reason. We got 1. Oh, farts. And 2. There we go. RC Thrills. Whoa, RC Thrills with a $50 Canadian super chat. He says, check your PayPal in 2 minutes. What's the 2025 healthcare fund about? Rate my build. We bleed 32,500 KV, Cockroach V3, Newbie Drone, BLV5, FC B-Brain camera. RC Thrills, right now we are doing a super chat based giveaway. Are you, so, I gotta do the math. Hold on. Let me do the Canadian math. 50 Canadian. What is 50 Canadian dollars in hot dog money? It worked. It fucking worked. That's shameful. That is absolutely ridiculous that worked. Oh man, it's gonna be a shame when this all burns to the ground, man. But again, we had a good run, man. We had a good run. This is a good place for it to all to peak and fall apart. $34.52. So basically, RC Thrills, tag me in the chat and say yes, you $35 is 7 tickets. Just hit me with a yes. You want that to be for 7 tickets. The other option is is for some or all of your super chat to go towards the healthcare fund. For the first time since I got laid off from my project management job during the pandemic, for the first time as of 2 days ago, I have healthcare again. But since I don't work for a company, I have to go get it on my own, and it's awful expensive. I got super lucky over the past couple of years that I haven't had healthcare and I didn't get super sick. And I would love to continue I would love to continue to roll the dice and save tons of money, but I've had a pretty good run, and you keep rolling the dice, eventually you're going to roll snake eyes. And so I saved a ton of money, but I had to be a little bit realistic here and actually get health insurance. So tag me in the chat and let me know what you want your 50 Canadian, $34.52 in cheeseburger hot dog money to go towards. 7 tickets, healthcare fund, whatever. Let me know. I can't believe that worked. That's absolutely outrageous. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Super generous. Super, super, super generous. NX Chimp with a $10. Is that Nitrous Chimp? With a $10 super chat. He's getting 2 tickets. Nick Leach. Did I get you on here? Yep, got you on here. Flycadelic with a $5 super chat. He's getting a ticket. Oh, I'm highlighting the wrong part. And then rate your builds. We bleed 32,500 kV motors. Those are arguably my favorite. It's not too high of a kV, not too low. Beautiful. Cockroach V3, my favorite frame. Newbie Drone BLV5 flight controller with the B-Brain camera. I love Newbie Drone. What I don't like about their AIOs is that they don't use the old school giant pain in the ass to fit on your board OSD chip. And so their AIOs, the video quality is not quite as good as all of the other AIOs. But I love that Newbie Drone as a company is fantastic. They have some great people working there. They're US. Their customer service is awesome. You can send stuff back to them. They'll fix it or replace it. And their AIOs, like, they work fine. The Hummingbirds, they're a little flaky. But the BLV432, I've had really, really, really good luck with. So yeah, that AIO is great, but the main weakness of that AIO is just that your video quality is a little bit muddy. Some people really don't care because analog looks like ass anyway. But for me, it's just, it looks like a bit too much ass. If that's a thing. John Dawson over on PayPal sent $25. Thank you so much, dude. You are getting 5 tickets, my friend. Get that going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. John wants him a gangly fan. And then, for some reason... No! Oh! Okay, we're good. Hold on. Instead of leaving a note in there, for some reason, it went through as a conversation. Oh, nope. Drawing for fan. Okay, cool. All right, John, we're good to go there. And so I got John in there. Blue Hatch 87 says, I'm the John Dawson, LOL. Blue Hatch 87, as in Blue Hatchback 87 Mustang. My very first car was a blue Notchback 87 Mustang. RC Thrills says, it's Monopoly money. Come on now, put it in the raffle. What's Monopoly money? Craig says, if you are self-employed with no employees, healthcare is federal deductible. Yeah, I'm getting some help for sure. But the it's not $300 a month. But it's Civic. Okay. But yeah, it's still expensive. It's and this household whatever. Let's not talk about healthcare. It sucks. Blue Hatch says PayPal $25. I don't know if the message meant. We're good. RC Thrills says it's terrible. Off Axis says much love. Well deserved. Blue Hatch says 25. RC Thrills sent money here rather than PayPal. RC Thrills, where's what are we doing with it? RC Thrills says 35-ish. He says it's terrible. Yeah, it's such a shame. I understand why they did it, but I kind of wish that they hadn't. Okay, put it in the raffle. All right, cool. So that's 7. So RC Thrills gets 7, and I think we are good to go. So let's get this here, and then this, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, for fuck's sake! Why is it doing that? Copy. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm all caught up. Speak now or forever hold your wiener or your piece, either or. And submit. Here we go. Let's see who's going to win. Lots of fun stuff. Goat is just struggling. Oh my god. One more. Yikes. I need to change that battery. John Dawson's off on the right next to RC Thrills. It might be one. Oh, RC Thrills got. Double Deuce has won. Congratulations, brother. I got you on. Hey, you're in the chat. Do you have a soldering iron that uses the TS100 tips? Or is this going to somebody else? Let me know. Tag me in the chat and let me know. I have your address on Patreon, I'm pretty sure. So you don't have to. I don't have to bug you to send me your info, your address and whatnot. I'm gonna light this Sharpie on fire in 1 second if it doesn't start writing. Dub L dropping a deuce. McMuka says, "Fuck yes, finally." Matt Anderson says, the goat, it's like people who run their guitar pedals on dead batteries to make them sound better. Mick, do you want this Bing Bong? He says, yes, give me the tip. Just the tip, just for a little bit, just to see how it feels. What movie is that from, you ingrates? If nobody knows what movie that's from, I'm canceling this live stream forever. This will be the last live stream. Hey, do you want a shirt? Are you a size medium or small? All right. Come on, can you just go get okay. Got it. No, not Die Hard. Denzel the Terrible says that's your sex tape. That's a different thing. That's from a different thing. I swear to God, if nobody knows what that's from, it's over. It's all over. Wedding Crashers, there we go. Thank you, RC Thrills. Jesus Christ, Shrek. American Pie. You fuckers. RC Thrills literally saved the live stream. McBucus, let me know if you want if you're a size medium or small. That's all I've got for the live stream, so we're going to fly another couple batteries. They're charged. We did the 260 mAh batteries before. Now we're going to do the big old 3000. 3000s? Great. 300s. Medium. Nice. All right, so now I only have small left. It's a cool shirt, too. It's from Weebleed. Northeast Whoop Championship. Awesome. I'm going to use that shirt to wrap the Gangly fan up in, to pat it so it doesn't explode. We're going to fly the same rig. Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop. Cockroach V3 frame. Mobula 7 ball sack canopy. Runcam Nano 3. Micro V. 36,000 kV 0702s. The Firefly motors. And that's it. That's the whole build. Goonies. Great. Shrek wins best answer, though. Denzel says. Oh, God. Come on, YouTube. Don't shit your pants. Just be cool. There's not much time left. Just survive for another... Oh, no. There's no time left. We're going to fly 2 batteries, and that's it. We flew 2 260s. Now we're going to fly 2 300s. Here we go. 36,000 kV. Sean Glyph says I couldn't find any Runcam Nano 3s. I have some Runcam Nano 3s coming to me. So just hold on. I'm going to be selling some of them, but I got to do a little project first. Here we go. Oh God. That was super awkward. I just hammered the throttle almost at random. Why do you look so sad right now, dog? Ah, there you go. Oh my God, this is just... Oh, no, don't you do it. Don't, yep, good for you. Oh, just hang it. Just let it hang. Whoa! Not that long. Oh God, I clipped the fan. That's pretty rare. Oh wow, what am I doing? The hover point is lower on these Happy Model motors. I'm sorry, it's higher. So I'm flying a little bit lower. I actually really like where the hover point is on these motors. But I've gotten used to the BetaFPV motors hover point. Oh, that's going to come down like a ton of bricks. Oh my God, no way. It landed on this chair on the pad. What the hell? That'll never happen again. Ugh! Tried to force it through that gap. Never force it, friends. Always remember. Never force it. Stop it. Oh my God! Why did everything go black? Oh no. The shag carpet is lava! Oh no, it's stuck. Oh no, I gotta walk! I don't want to walk up the stairs. Yo! I had to pull the fucking prop off to get it out of the carpet. Yeah, that shit got tangled. It was there was one of those pieces of carpet was like all kinds of wrapped around that front right motor. Murder. It'll just never get old. It will never get old! I hope it doesn't get old for you guys, because you're gonna hate me doing it forever. Because it's never getting old for me. Oh, shit! Oh! Oh, Teddy! Get it, dog. No, chase it! Ooh, the new gap. Here we go. The new gap. Oh! Oh my God! Okay, sure. I'll take it. That was 100% skill. That was definitely not luck. Maybe it was? Nope. Okay, yeah. Oh, God. Yo, it is hot. Once I get to... I hate crashing back here. It is so... There's just so many fucking cables and wires and... God damn you. Ugh. Please. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Get it, dog. Come on. Be tough. You're a tough boy. You're the least intimidating dog I've ever seen in my life. He's snarling and shit. Ah! Really? Oh, I know why. Ah, God! The gap between... The gap... What? How? How is this possible? The gap between the top of the TV and the ceiling? It's not that big. It's not that small either. So I think I'm currently stuck in between the plugs. Oh, fucking YouTube shit the bed. YouTube, fix your fucking service, bro! Oh my God. Alright, hold on. Alright. Teddy's freaking out because he can't get back there. Doggy, stop it! Doggy, stop it! Fucking dog. Oh boy. Power loop the power bar. What power bar? Oh boy. Oh boy. Teddy, no. Teddy. Oh, are you kidding me? I gotta walk over there again and that battery is gonna be just on fire. Alright, I'm putting this battery right on the charger to try to maybe bring it back to life a little bit. Oh, 3.06 volts. No. Pour one out for that battery because it is done. That sucks. Alright, we're going to do one more. We're going to fly one more. That was a very unsatisfying battery. Oh my God. There's so much hair in this fucking motor. Alright, and then let me just clear this one out too. There we go. Okay, where did OBS go? OBS, where you at? I moved it. Oh, shit. Hold up. Hold up. That's low power until first arm. This AIO has full-blown pit mode. Ah, I'm trying to back through that. I'm trying to come over here, rock this up, and then back... Oh. Ah! I backed under it. Come on. Teddy? Oh, Teddy, that's your fault. Oh my God, why did I turn to the right? All I had to do was turn to the left and I would have been fine. Oh! Come on now. Really? I just went through it inverted off the throttle. And then I go to fly through it normal. Ah, man. I'm making really silly mistakes. Like I'm hitting mega stuff and then making really dumb mistakes. Ain't that the fucking story of many of our lives? Oh, yo! That was the sharp edge of the fucking medium crash symbol right in the kisser. Oh boy, that is some Final Destination shit right there. No. Yes. It still counts. Oh, you... That's kind of cool. Wall ride the TV to the wall. Oh. Never try anything a second time. Do it once. And then be okay with the fact that you even did it at all. No! Yeah! Yeah! Oh! I thought I had more. You know, it's funny. I've kind of gotten used to the power of the BetaFPV motors. It's kind of nice though. Like I really do think that they kind of make too much power. No such thing, but I don't know. There's pluses and minuses to less power and more power. Less power makes certain things easier. It's interesting. Come on, why do I keep hitting the back of that goddamn TV? How am I not clearing that? Look at this gap up here. Try one more time. I think I know what's happening. I think I'm not throwing it back hard enough. Oh, you bastard. Nah, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Yep, I'm not throwing it back hard enough. Whoa, what if I hit that? What if I hit that dive into this obnoxiously small little gap? I would have just, that'd be it. That would be the end. That would have been the end of the live stream forever. That would have been the end of me flying TinyWhoops forever, because I'll never do that ever. 319. Battery's going to bounce up quite a bit, though. There you go, my friends. Islander FPV says, would the sugar rush of an Oreo-flavored Oreo give you a temporary boost in flying skill? Probably not. I fly best when I can just like just chill with it. Oh god, and the fucking camera died too. Well, that's fine. Perfect timing. Thanks for nothing, camera, you piece of absolute dog shit. Thanks for hanging, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. You can't see me, but you will on Wednesday at whatever time we stream on Wednesdays. Oh, look, it says there on the stream, 10 o'clock. Hey, hold on. Let me fix this. Monday at 10. Because I don't know. Joshua streams. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Is it like that on do I have to correct it on each individual thing? Now we're good. Thanks for hanging, friends. I'll see you Wednesday. I hope you have an amazing week. Oh, here comes some more flying. A 3-inch rig at Joshua Bardwell's house. Love you. Bye. See ya.